Alright everyone, welcome to today's recap. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jeremiah. I trade small caps, momentum, and breakouts. I stream every day 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I do daily recaps and go over all my trades for the day. So without further ado, let's jump right into this recap here. So today is going to be a $5 green day. I know it's not crazy, so more or less break even, but that's okay because I was in a bit of a drawdown to begin with, and unfortunately I let my emotions get the best of me today. But I got blessed, and I'm happy to say that I'm green. So you guys will see here. I was going for the break through the high of day. This honestly wasn't a great trade. Um, I didn't even look at the level 2, so that's the first issue. There was a lot of sellers, and yes, there was a lot of buyers, but you just have to keep that in mind when you're buying here because you need to see it break through resistance, especially when it first pops up. There was just so much resistance, and there was already so many sellers, and it had just popped up, so that was interesting to see. So sold that one for a $12 loser. Yeah, really the only entry was seeing this green candle on the 15-second. It was kind of a dip and rip, and then I was thinking maybe we'd break through the high of day, or previous high of day. We didn't end up getting that, and we also, let's see, I mean there were orders going through, it just wasn't the best trade. Yeah, I think the right thing to do would have been to wait. So as it started popping up, you could see there was sellers there. So that was the first trade. Not the best trade. Sort of just unfortunate. Sometimes that works. This time it didn't. It ended up being a double top there. This was an early. I don't even know if this was an early entry. I bought in for the first candle to make a new high. It immediately rejects, and I probably could have sold it right there. This is a setup where if you take it, it's supposed to work right away. If it holds a little bit, I mean, maybe sometimes you can hold, but realistically, first candle to make a new high should be going right away. And if it doesn't, then wait for the next one. Yeah, so that was unfortunate. Another about $8 loser. So nothing crazy. Still kind of keeping my stops pretty tight. This was not a good trade, but ironically, this is the only trade that was green out of the 3 I took on this stock. I think I took 3 on this. No, I definitely took more than 3 on this stock, but out of the first 3, this is the only one that was actually green. Or maybe it wasn't. Yeah, so it popped up a little bit there. I think I held that one a little bit too long. Yeah, I mean that's an exit indicator, a red doji, and then the fact that it already closed. Technically, the indicator would have been as soon as you saw that SSR drop, because that could have gone bad. But at least it held, and I was able to get out with a little bit of profit, so I'll take that. And so there was a first candle to make a new high right there, actually, which didn't do anything. And then I was looking away from it. I don't know where I was looking. I missed that setup, which is fine. That didn't even end up working. This was really bad. I'll be the first to say it. So there was a few things that went wrong here. I didn't check the spreads. There's 15 cent spreads on the level 2 right now. And so there's like zero liquidity almost. If you look, these are all one share orders. These are 100, but that's 205 orders or shares we have to work with. And so of course, when somebody buys at the ask, it's gonna pop up. There was like nobody on the ask anyways. And so being my silly self, I jump in here. And I get filled at the top. And instantly I'm down 10 cents. So I actually pressed it as it dipped down. But I really am not sure how I got filled that high. But whatever, I guess. So I ended up selling this for a small loser. I believe, no, it might have been like 17 bucks or something, or 16 bucks. So bigger than I would have liked for sure, but especially on a first trade. So this thing popped right back up as well over my entry, which was a little bit like, okay, well, and so now you look at the level 2, and now it looks better because we have a lot of people on the bid and then not a lot of sellers. And then I jump back in, getting FOMO that I just missed that whole move. Still with 100 shares. I don't know why. Didn't give myself a chance to even kind of test this stock out really. And the test I did do it on failed. So this was really unfortunate. And I should have sold it sooner, but this was strictly emotional. I don't think I really was looking at the level 2. I didn't have a stop in mind. I didn't know what my entry was. I hadn't even marked out daily resistance, so this was kind of just like shooting from the hip. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this will be a dip and rip. Could have sold it. I could have sold it to break even. And yet this actually ends up turning into quite a big loser. So I got greedy. I really just got greedy. I try to make an order for, like, sometimes you can click on the screen, or not sometimes, you can click on the screen and do a sell order. You do right click and then sell, but it's only 10 shares. I don't know how to change that, but I'll definitely look into that. So that ended up being a 25-cent loser on a $1 stock, which is absolutely insane, or $2 more or less. But that is absolutely ridiculous when I could have sold it for break even. So that was $25 more, and that actually brought me past my max daily loss, which is 50 bucks, which is not good because, I mean, why would I want to be past my max daily loss? And as I told you guys before, I was green on the day. I mean, I traded emotionally to get there, but if I can do that emotionally, then I can do that with competence and make money. Or I could have made more, honestly, if I was not trading with my, or not trading by my emotions, I guess. There was a lot of opportunity today, and if I had just been patient, today would have been a much bigger green day. I saw the stock I traded, as soon as I ended my stream, it went up $1 a share. So I missed out on that. but that, by the way, that was a little scalp there. That was not a great trade either, realistically. But I thought like bottoming tail, we're above 90 MA. Maybe we can get the breakthrough VWAP, and it's not the best trade. It's not one that's always gonna work, but I figured why not give it a stab. So I was going for the break over this pivot, previous pivot right here. Once again, like all these trades, I don't know my stop. If you guys tuned into my first stream, then you would have seen that. I knew my stop on like every single trade I took, so I was like, okay, this is my stop. This is where I'm buying in. But tomorrow just needs to be better, realistically. And I have to take a lot smaller share size on stocks that are just starting to pop up, because I got smoked on a lot of these stocks just because I was buying as it was going up. I was like, oh, it's going up, I'm gonna buy. And then I got filled at the top, and then it reverses on me. So I need to start getting in before the breakout and knowing where my stop is, and with a lot smaller size, because you really, if you have no idea what the, especially like, I mean, the most important thing is just taking time to do the simple things like checking resistance, checking the range, see how much it just popped up. If it popped up $1 a share, you're most likely not going to be able to hold a 10-cent stop, realistically speaking. So if you jump in with 50 shares, maybe you can do a 25-cent stop, and that'll be whatever, $5. No. $12. Sorry. So similar to if you were to take 100 shares and just have a 10-cent stop, just a little bit more. This was bad. This was really a late entry. I was like, oh, I was looking at this setup right here. And as I was looking down at my hotkeys, okay, you guys can't see my face, but as I was looking down at my hotkeys, I was like fumbling, and I was like, oh, I just missed it. I'll show you guys my face. You can see I looked down at my hotkeys and I was like, oh my gosh, I was going to take that. Anyways, I jumped in and got a late entry, and it just rejected. It just rejected, and immediately I'm down on it. 10 shares, or $10. 10 shares, what am I saying? 10 cents is usually the arbitrary stop, so I should have stopped out already, realistically. But I guess 2 cents above that is fine too. This is another one of those stocks where level 2, I actually had to check the level 2 this time. I literally did not get filled. That was so annoying. I was like, dude, are you kidding? Are you kidding? I kind of tweaked because I was like, wait, why is it not filling? It's under. But I'm thinking this is like a sell order. With a buy order, obviously you have to drag it above. I don't know why I didn't think that, but that cost me a good trade. Now I get in, and of course it drops, but I think this ended up being a winner. I can't remember. See, this is so volatile, like you're not going to be able to hold a 10-cent stop. Like, you're going to get 20-cent swings at a time. So I think the best thing to do is going with 50 shares, 25 shares for myself, obviously. And now that is really frustrating. That was triggering. Seeing my order be sold for, I mean, I guess 6 cents of profit, but it goes up 30 cents. If I held, like, that would have been a 50-cent winner. That would have taken away all of my loss. Anyways, a little bit frustrating, but I ended up being green, so I can't really complain. This was just pure FOMO of an entry. I guess we broke over resistance, but usually you wait for it to hold. Just not the best, but we're right under 5, so we could do it. If you were trading, if I was not in this trade, I could have done a dip and rip there. And that would have been a better trade than whatever I just took. That's good to see. I mean, that was a nice dip right there. Kind of like a small little dip and then a little move higher. That looks good. If I wasn't red on the day, I could have just, I mean, this is one of the stocks where you could have held and let it run for a bit and actually made a lot on it, but fortunately I set myself up poorly for that to be the case. So that ended up being an 8-cent winner. I just jumped back in this as soon as I see it pop up, but this was in fact a 15-second pullback. Let's see, or bull flag. It did break there. Okay, that was a decent setup, I guess. But immediate rejection, which is bad, and that is nerve-wracking to see me go from green to red on it. So I'm down like 20 on these two. Now I'm down 10 on this one. Now it's 20. So I was 70 in drawdown at one point. Or just under. Was that like 65? No, about 70 actually. That was amazing to see that. I was so happy, or I'm happy seeing it now, especially. Right now, I'm probably like, in the stream, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I did get greedy here. Okay, I'll be honest. I got greedy. Yeah, so I went back to break even for a moment, and then I did get a little greedy, and I waited, but sometimes it pays off like that. Nothing to get used to. I accidentally switched over my chart. It's not what I was trying to do. This was my last trade. I took it with 50 shares, literally the last of my buying power. If this did not work, I would have ended the day in the red. But 50 shares and I made that's a really good fill actually. I don't know how I got filled at 98, but I'll take it. So yeah, that was nice. That was really nice. A really nice trade right there. I think my last trade was probably my best trade. I don't remember what the entry was. The reason I'm not really paying attention to the entries in this recap is because I feel like, I mean, most of my entries were, okay, so we did have, I mean, that was a break through the high. Again, it was really just because it was moving higher, if I'm being completely honest, but I can't. Yeah, so that was really because it was moving higher. But I guess it was the break through the high of day, which works sometimes. And obviously this time it worked very well. Made 50, not 50, but like about 50, 46 cents. Yeah, 46 cents on 50 shares. So that was a really good trade. 23 bucks on 50 shares, not bad. Um, and that was pretty much it for this trading session. End of the day with $5 is the grand total. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys did, um, if you guys subscribe, that would make me very happy. And hit that like button. That would be an amazing Christmas gift. Anyways, guys, happy holidays and stay blessed. Peace.